going on, gamers? It's Ganja here, and welcome back to another video. So Horizon Zero Dawn is finally released, and I'm gonna tell you if it's worth buying. I'm a huge fan of action RPGs and open world adventure games. So far, I've put a couple of hours in the game and figured I would share the experience a bit. The following review is from my personal opinion only, and I'll leave some new gameplay for you to check out so you might decide for yourself if it's worth the buy. First off, I want to say the graphics look phenomenal. They're the best looking graphics I've seen on any PS4 game so far. The exploration is seamless and you are surrounded by an amazing and beautiful world. The landscapes remind me of Skyrim, but in like Super HD. You have your forest, mountains, and I'm thinking there will be some snowy areas as well that we'll be able to explore. And speaking of Skyrim, you remember the map for that game, right? It was the most massive game map I'd ever seen. Well, the world map in Horizon Zero Dawn looks even bigger. The story in the game is very in-depth, and you will soon fall in love with some of the key characters. There is a response wheel in the conversation so you can choose how Aloy responds to others. And there is also a wheel for choices to be made in certain situations. It is not yet apparent how or if these choices affect the story or the character development in any way, but we'll find out soon enough. You start off playing as Aloy when she is a young girl. I don't want to spoil anything, but you end up finding data logs from people of the old world. Even the data logs that you find in the side quests that are available tell stories that are full of substance and will usually leave it up to your imagination to wonder about how the stories ended. It adds a wonderful level of immersion to the game and gives you some insight on how people lived in the old world versus how they live now.
I'll do what I can to help your daughter.
Make sure she's all right. I'm begging you.
Next up, I want to talk a bit about the gameplay. The physics are on point. The movements and combat and how the enemies move is all very accurate and also adds so much immersion to the game. I've only seen a few enemies so far, but they seem very diverse with different characteristics, weaknesses, and combat tactics. The combat is very strategic, so you aren't just hacking and slashing. You really have to put some thought into your moves and your timing. You can also use stealth as an approach. The enemy encounters have been a lot of fun so far, and I can't wait to discover and hunt other types of robotic creatures. And lastly, I want to comment on the leveling system, and also the crafting and farming. The leveling system is simple yet complex, and sort of reminds me of Shadow of Mordor. The skills you can get are awesome and very useful in combat, as well as fun to use. You can craft arrows, traps, weapon mods, armor mods, and more. The crafting is very simple and satisfying. You have to farm resources from fallen enemies and the earth in order to craft anything, but the farming is simple and quick. It is not really tedious because of this, and you're enjoying the beautiful scenery while you farm. I give this game a 9 out of 10 and can't wait to see what surprises it holds. I look forward to seeing what kinds of DLC they'll give us later also. This is an incredible and stunning open world adventure with lots to offer. It's definitely worth the buy in my opinion. Now enjoy these combat clips and subscribe and stay tuned for more videos from Horizon Zero Dawn and any PlayStation VR or PS4 news worth mentioning.
God, I found this.
Now finger that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? Do it.